Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Alan again, and today we have a special guest, Hamza from where, my man? Where are you from?
Pakistan. I'm from
Pakistan.
Pakistan.
The first person from Pakistan on my YouTube channel. Can you believe it? Bro, describe
It's an
yourself for
honor.
us, please. Oh, it's an
It's
honor.
an honor, first of all. My name is Hamza. I'm from Pakistan. I am a software engineer, by the way, for that matter. And that's all, I guess. I mean, I just love to talk, and here we are. So thank you so much. Again, I mean, inviting me for this beautiful conversation on your platform.
No, you're
Thank you.
welcome, man. It's really great to have you here. Guys, I was having a conversation with Hamza, and he's really an amazing guy. Very smart, very articulated. The way he speaks. He seems like to be from, I was telling him, from Wall Street, the way he dresses himself, right?
That's too
He
much.
so
That's
Yeah, and he's also a polyglot, right? How many languages do you speak, my man?
10, 11, 12, 4.
Four languages. English,
Yeah,
Urdu,
Pashto and Punjabi.
Punjabi. All right, all right. Let's
Yeah.
start this conversation with a great subject for me. I don't know for you. What's your relationship with the Indians? In case you guys don't know, Pakistan
Okay,
is
this.
beside
So
India, right?
yeah.
Tell us.
Well, I have. I mean, whenever I'm talking to people, especially from West, I get this question a lot. Honestly speaking, I mean, yes, it's a very hot topic. But my personal relationship with Indians, I have a lot of friends from there, so it's very good. Brotherhood. I mean, I do not feel any difference between you as a Brazilian and Indians from India. So I have a very good relationship with them. Yes, we have problems on the political level, on government level. We have some genuine issues, some territorial issues. But yeah, I mean, we have fought a lot of wars. If that can make things more spicier, but um, in public or in person, I have no problem with them, and they have no problem with me. We are super cool with each other.
Super cool. And you said it to me that you've been to India a couple times, right?
I have a lot of friends from there, but I have never been to India.
Oh, sorry. My bad, my bad. So
No,
it's like,
it's okay. I mean, I have a lot of friends. Like, I'm using social media platforms. Getting into a lot of organizational meetings. Some developer. Like, I'm a software engineer. I told you before.
yeah,
So
smart
we are
guy.
having. Thank you. So we are having community meetings, and India is doing really good in tech. So, and in every meeting, I mean, there is always one or two guys from India. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I have really good friends from there.
it's like when it comes to technology, it's really hard to compete against them, right? It's like they're really
They
great,
are they are one of the best in the region. Yeah.
if not the best, man. It's like I don't
Yeah.
wanna, but I'm
Yeah,
I'm a bit jealous of them. I really wanted to have this this knowledge about computers because it's like,
they have they have literally worked really hard in it. And I mean, you can imagine, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you can search about it. The total export of Saudi Arabia oil exports is equal to Indian tech exports. So they are doing really great. Big tech companies, enterprises are coming there. So yeah, I'm happy for my Indian friends.
yeah, yeah, it's great, and you guys are so close to each other. I think, in my opinion, it should be like you are with them. It's like no problems, even knowing that you had some beef
Yeah,
in the past,
we
right? You're cool.
Exactly. Actually, I mean, for your audience, if they don't know, we were like together before 1947. Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. We were one country known by the name of subcontinent, Indian
Oh my
subcontinent.
God, what a huge
Um,
country it was, right?
yes, it was. It was a very huge country. It was a very rich country. A lot of things happened. A lot. I mean, it's a long story, but yeah, we have a lot of similarities. We share a lot of cultural, aspects. We speak almost the similar language, eat the same food. So we have a lot of similarities. I wish we had, the person to person contact. I wish we had more uh, better relations on the government level, which I mean, eventually that is going to have, like, this is the main factor. This is like, if the relationship between two governments are good, then there will be trade, there will be cultural exchange, there will be many other stuff. So,
Yeah,
but right now things are still hot. Yeah,
still
but
hot.
people
Yeah.
like each other. That's on the government level.
Yeah, but it's like you cannot forget the tension because you're living it, right?
No, no, you cannot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, but it really arose a question in my mind. You said that the two of you almost speak the same language. What are these
Yes.
languages?
So actually, names are different. Indian national language is Hindi, and Pakistani national language is Urdu. Both are like brother and sister. They are 75, 70 to 80% similar.
Oh,
Then Urdu is the national language of Pakistan, but it is widely spoken in India also. So if you can speak one language like Urdu or Hindi, you can easily understand, both country people.
it's like they're really similar. It's like if a person
Yes,
speak
and
Portuguese and trying to understand Spanish, it's that kind
exactly,
of proximity, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, Portuguese has like 89% of proximity with Spanish. So they
exactly.
most of the times, if they speak slow, they can understand each other, right? They're really close.
No, that's true. Yeah. So this is how it is. I mean, yeah, we have a lot of similarities.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I had no idea that Indians and Pakistanis and people from Bangladesh, you guys were a country.
Together. It was one country
Oh my
before
God.
1947. Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's a huge country, and I don't know a lot about history, but it's like, was it a huge, um, like, if I could say,
It
did you guys have a good economy back then,
We
or
were really good. We were actually, the subcontinent was very rich.
okay?
Ag before the Industrial Revolution, when everything was dependent on agriculture, because this region is very fertile. So a lot of invaders from the Middle East, especially, they came to to this region for the purpose of getting that wealth, and then later on, UK British came in. They colonized the subcontinent for a very long time. So yeah, it was very rich. It is still very rich, but at that time, I mean, it was very rich. Very rich region. The whole region was very rich.
Okay.
And then when this industrial revolution came, then the wealth shifted from here to west, because industries started in the west, and we were totally dependent on agriculture. So
So yeah, I kind of
yeah,
see what
the
you mean.
shift happened. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. It's good to know that my guest is really smart and know a lot about technology,
Thank you so
about
much.
history. Man, what don't you know? That's my question. Okay, okay. Enough about history. Now I'd like to ask you a little bit more about your English. How did you learn English on your own? Did you went to an English course? Do most of the Pakistani people speak English? Tell us, please.
Well, my English story is really interesting. I mean, I love to talk about it. I studied from my primary education. I studied in English medium schools, but unfortunately, teachers would not teach us English. They would not teach us in English. I mean, our books were in English, like it was written in English, but
Okay.
they would translate it into our mother tongue, and then they would teach us in our mother tongue. So yes, obviously, I mean, I learned like not just me, but every
Other kid,
non-native speaker, I guess. Yeah, we learn when we are at school, we learn the basic words and how to make sentences. But when it comes to speaking, it's totally different game.
the same happens in Brazil
Um,
as well. And it's like they put this subject in, English, Spanish, or some, if I'm not mistaken, there was even Japanese once in my school. But it's like they only teach you the simple words, the really basic grammar. You don't live there speaking the language. It's like more for you to survive if something happens, right? I
exactly.
could say like this.
I think, I mean, in our educational system, they do not focus on teaching you English. They focus more on making you able to pass exam, the English subject. That's all they do. Um, yeah. But when did I start speaking? It was 4.5 years ago. For the first time, I moved to the city from the village, and I had no friends. So I needed to talk to people, and I started using a platform named Bigo Life. Bigo Life is a very beautiful platform. There you go and meet new people, make friends. So I met some friends here. Some of them I'm still connected with. It's been 4.5 years. At that time, I was not even able to introduce myself. Like still remember, I would get into rooms and would get kicked from there after every 2 or 3 minutes
Oh
because
my God.
because I was hardly able to introduce myself. So, I mean, it makes sense. Like, who would talk to somebody who is, not able to speak fluently or confidently? So,
I don't see it that
but then
way.
I
It's
met,
like sorry, once you're a beginner, people should like have respect for you. It's like, oh, he's trying
yeah,
hard to learn the language, but that it doesn't happen that way. I
no, that's
also
true.
started like this once. I do remember in 2020, once I started, I would go to many websites, you name it, Free for Talk, um, what was it called? Omegle TV, italki, and
There's Hello
they
English.
yeah, yeah, many, and they would not have any patience when it came to
Yes, exactly.
beginners. It's really hard for a person who's starting to learn a language because many people are not really patient,
Yeah.
right?
So with me, the tragedy was that Bigo Live is not for learning languages. Bigo Live is to go and talk to people, to make friends. So people would easily get frustrated from me and they would kick me out. So I mean, I don't blame them. Yeah, maybe I would have done the same if I were at their place. Maybe, who knows?
But it's
But
like,
then I got some.
didn't it did it not make you like feel, oh man, it's like I really need to improve my pronunciation. I really need to improve my English so then people can understand
Yes,
me. It really gave you that hunger to really get good in the language, right? Because it's like, oh,
that's
people
true.
don't want to talk
That's
to me because I'm not understandable. Oh, this cannot happen. So it's like, I'll wait a little bit more and then I'll come back and try my best. Uh, did it happen
that's
like
very
this or
true.
not?
That's very true. Yeah. After that, I realized that Hamza, you have to work a lot on it. Then I met some really good people. I met a guy from the United States, sorry, from UK. His name is Romelo. He's still my friend, very nice guy. And he helped me a lot. Actually, he motivated me to speak, to listen. Like I would go to his room and he would let me sit in his room. That was, I mean, at that time, that was a huge favor for me because nobody was even letting me stay in their room. So he would let me sit in the room. He would let me introduce myself to people, and he would push me to speak, as much as I can. That was the time I started speaking. Actually started crawling in it, and then one person and another person. It took me 1.5 year to get fluent, like get some confidence to speak. And then I found this amazing application, Free for Talk. I met some really good speakers. When I came on Free for Talk, I mean I was fluent, but I had a problem. I had my grammar were terrible, actually. Because
Was
when you're talking
terrible.
to native people, yes, it was terrible. Because when you are talking to native speakers, English speakers, they don't care about your grammar. Like if you're talking to somebody from the United States or UK, they do not care if you make mistakes until unless your sentence does not make any sense.
It's a really
So
noticeable mistake, right? Like, doesn't make sense.
yeah,
That's when they're
yes,
going to
yes,
interrupt you. Oh, what did you say? What did you mean? Right?
yes. So when I came on Free for Talk, there were no native speakers here. All of them were either from India or from Arab or from,
Brazilians,
non-native countries.
Latinos. uh,
Yes, exactly. And the problem with we non-native speakers is that we want to be perfect, although we can never be. Yeah. So it was a bit struggle for me. Um, then I met a girl from Pakistan, and she was really good in grammar. She was really, I mean, near to perfection. And because of her, I started working. That was the first time I started working seriously on my English grammar. I believe, just for those people who want to get into English learning, do not get deeper into grammar because you get stuck there. You lose your fluency. And that happened with me. I lost my fluency for 3, 4 months. I struggled a lot. But yeah, now I'm better. I mean, I have improved a lot in
it's
English.
like it's like
So
I've talked about it many times on my YouTube channel. Man, if you really no, it's my point of view. If you start learning a language with grammar, you'll give up easily. It's
exactly,
like it depends of the person, of course, but it's at least with me, and I think also with Hamza. Um, Starting with grammar, it makes it boring. It's like once I really started to learn grammar after 2 years of speaking English daily. So
me
it's like I
too.
wasn't caring about grammar at all. I was really concerned about communicating myself in the language. I know there were a lot of mistakes, okay? And it was really noticeable for everyone who was trying to communicate with me. But it's understandable. You're learning the language. So you don't start with the most difficult task in the beginning. You
Exactly,
start with, step by step, a little bit, saying hello today and how are you tomorrow, and then things will increasingly get better, right?
exactly. That's true. Actually, in my opinion, not just a language or not just English, anything that you want to learn, you
Yeah,
have to enjoy the process.
yeah.
If you are not enjoying the process, in a day or two, you will, feel frustrated and you will quit it. And this is the case with more than 50% learners. I've met a lot of people who quit after a week or two because they don't enjoy the process. I mean, if a kid is born with, like, for example, a kid is born in Pakistan, nobody teaches him Urdu grammar, you know? He learns with the time. I learned grammar, most of the grammar with the time, with the flow of learning English.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you are exactly, I mean, you're right that
It's
you don't
like
have to start from the most difficult task.
Yeah, it's like the more you communicate with people, like for instance, a few minutes ago, you said were, and I said no, it was. Like, so you got that you made a little mistake. So it's like correcting each other. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, it's all a part of the process. But many people are like afraid of speaking. I know it happens a lot in Brazil. It happens a lot. Many Brazilians, I don't know if it happens in your country, Pakistan, but in Brazil, if, for instance, I speak English, I am an English teacher in Brazil. Like, as I told you, I started like 3 or 4 months. I'm teaching kids from the age of 11 to 13, and I'm also having some classes. I'm giving classes to adults. Um, they really feel ashamed of like pronouncing the words incorrectly. And this should
Same
not
is
happen, right? You should not be
yes,
ashamed of trying to speak another language, right? And I think that's why many people give up. It's like they try to
true.
be perfect, and we're not perfect. We're
Yeah,
never going to get to like a native level.
true.
At it's
And
you know
yeah, that's true. Until unless you spend 30 years or 40 years in an English country, you
yeah.
cannot speak like them. So you're right. I mean, yeah, the thing that you said, people are not confident to speak. It's because like in my country, people make fun of you if you make mistake.
There's a lot of judgment between people,
Exactly,
among
exactly.
people. Sorry.
And I don't know what is the problem. Like English is not our language. It is not our mother tongue. We are not born with it. So we are bound to make mistakes. And if you don't make mistakes, how can you
Not
improve?
only with
How can you
English,
learn?
every
And
language.
everything, yes. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like we're
So
humans, so it's like it's just a matter of time for we to make mistakes. Talking about
true.
language, talking about life, everything, as you said, right? So people
Yes.
um, should be more understandable when it comes to that, right? But
Intolerant.
yeah, yeah, you said the word. I didn't want to say it, but yeah. All right, man. So it's like, um, it's nice to hear your process. It wasn't only with you what happened. I kind of saw myself in your history. When it's like the beginning, you were struggling a lot. People didn't want to talk to you, and bro, I just saw myself. I do remember there were like two Australian guys. I don't remember the platform, if it was on a website or application on my cell phone, but I got in this room with them, right? And they were talking about, oh my god, football, soccer, right? And I tried to say something and it didn't sound right. They were Australians, and they, no problem. The natives didn't have any problem with my English, even knowing
Exactly.
it was wrong. But at that moment, I thought, what if I had entered a room with non-native speakers?
They would not even let you say a single word, a double word, different word.
People are not really that comprehensible. It's like, okay, we're speaking a fluent English today. We could say a decent English. We're not fluent, like a native, but we can really express ourselves really well, right? And I think once it's like what I think about it. Once you get on a good level, the people start to brag themselves. Some people, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I achieved a good level, so that's why they don't have a lot of patience with the beginner, and they do forget. Listen, they do forget they were once a beginner,
Yes. Exactly.
so it's like, I'm not saying that most of the language learners are like this, but some of them are like this, and
No,
and
that's true.
it's really good. It's my advice to most of the people who do this. Keep it humble. Keep it humble.
Yeah,
You never know if you'll be learning other language. Like
true.
imagine I'm learning French. I started to learn French. Okay, what? There's a week. Sorry, and it's like I'm getting through the same process as I did learning English, making a lot of mistakes, pronunciation. It's like really basic. So yeah, people should be aware. It's like be humble.
You have to
That's it.
picture yourself in
Yeah,
in that position. Actually, I mean, I'm sitting on free
you'll
for
always
talk.
be a learner. That's the phrase. Sorry,
Exactly,
you'll always be a
exactly.
learner.
Yes, yes, that's true. And you never know. I mean, I have observed that sometime I learn something very advanced from a very beginner person. Sometime I learn a vocabulary that that I have never heard before from anybody.
From a
So
beginner.
yes, you never know where you get to learn from, and I normally, like, when I'm sitting on free for talk, I talk to my friends. Like, I don't talk to random people that much. But if a beginner comes into my room and he says something, I really, that really remind me of myself getting into those rooms initially, and with a lot of hesitation, saying hello and
It's
introducing
like you
myself.
put yourself in his shoes. All right.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, we should be a little more open-minded and tolerant and understandable. We should understand their situation. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like it's like I think you're like the first person that I've talked about this subject. I kind of had in mind. I was like noticing it in the daily basis, but it's like, oh my God, does it really just happen when I am in the room talking to people, or does it happen with other people as well? So now I really understood it's not only with the people that I see, with the beginners that I see. People should be
Yeah,
more tolerant. That's a good way to explain it, really.
exactly.
And other question for you, um, Hamza, do you
Hey, come.
have okay, wait. Do you have any interest of going to other country? Do you want to live in another country? Because it's like, I don't know about you, but I do have interest to visit other countries, to even live. Okay, Europe, North America, right? Do you have any
Well,
interest to
well,
leave your
for
country?
this, you know, the political and economic situation of Pakistan is not good. But I am the son of a soldier, and I have a lot of patriotism in my blood. So I have never thought of, or have never think of leaving the country permanently. But I love traveling. So I love Turkey, especially Ankara. I love a lot of cities in India. I love a lot of cities in Iran and Pakistan in itself. Like, it's beautiful. We have a lot of beautiful places that I have to explore. So I love to travel countries. I want to do so. I have never done that before. I just finished my university. Hopefully, in next 1 or 1.5 year, I'll start doing that because I just started saving for myself for my journey. So yeah, but for completely moving to another country and settling down there, I have never given a thought to that.
All right. Yeah, it's like I think most of the people have this curiosity of seeing how the world really works. because it's like we have our laws here. If we go to another country, we have other mindset, other laws, right? So it's like the world works differently in
Exactly.
each place. So yeah,
Yeah, it's fun. It's really, I mean, I really love to learn new cultures. I really, not just different cultures, but I love to read different people. Like I really love to talk to older people, for example.
you know what you could
Mm.
be. I'll give you a profession right now, my friend Hamza. You could be a journalist. You look like a
Oh, thank
journalist
you.
already, man. Haven't you thought
Thank
about it?
you.
Haven't
Thank you so much
anyone
for,
said it to you?
well, when I was in school and college, I was a debater and I wanted to become a lawyer.
Lawyer?
I yeah, but unfortunately, I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, I got into software development field. But I mean, I really love listening from people what they are going through, their lifestyle. You know, I have some really crazy stories about different people of society. We can do that in some other video, but that is
Yeah,
really fun. I mean, I really enjoy, like for example, going to cancer hospitals, going to orphanage houses, listening from people how they feel, what they think of the society and the people and what they think of us, because they look at the world and the life differently than us,
yeah.
than normal people. Yeah. So
Everybody has their own perspective of life, right?
exactly.
And it's like, for instance, I could be getting through a difficult situation, but for you, it's not, right?
Yes.
Everybody
True.
has their own perspective, and it's crazy
Exactly.
to see it. And I'd like to know people's perspectives, because it can change your mind. If you are an open-minded person, it's like it could change the way you think, right?
It
And that's what I'm
has,
seeing with you, man. That's what I'm
yes, it has
noticing with
helped
you.
me. It has helped me immensely. I mean, to be very honest, I was very judgmental. I remember when I was in college, intermediate level, sorry, inter level. Yes, intermediate level, sorry. I was very judgmental. I would judge people by their appearances, even. I would judge people by the way they talk. But then I started this welfare kind of things. I started going to orphanage houses. I even started talking to prostitutes, how they live their life. I started talking to, you know, special people of the society having some disabilities. When you talk to them, you feel grateful, you learn a lot of new stuff. You learn how to spend time with little facilities, and you really learn how to find good in somebody.
Yeah, you
So
learn how to have empathy,
exactly.
yeah, towards
I
other
mean,
person.
you get a lot of perspectives, when you're looking to, like, for example, I'm looking to this room, okay, and it's just me looking at it, okay, but if three other people comes in and then I'm asking them, okay, what did you see? What did you see? They will answer me with different angles, with their understanding, with their requirements, maybe, and their needs, maybe. But yeah, there are different, special, and unique people living in our society that we sometimes do not take interest in them, but they are very, when they talk, they are very interesting people.
Yeah, and it's like it's really important for we to know these people, which some of them are shy or don't want to talk to the camera, because we expose their truth, right?
True.
That's the way I think. It's like, I'm giving you my platform for we to talk about, like the same
Thank you
you are
so much
going
again
to
for that.
do with yours, right? So it's like you're
Yes,
showing the way you think, your perspective. If we could
true.
do this with everybody, I'm saying everybody, it would be crazy.
Yeah.
Because like, how many people are there in the world? Like 7 billion, 8 billion, I don't know how many. A lot of people, right?
Yes. I
and
don't know
each one,
exactly, but yeah.
yeah, each one of them would have other perspective. So
Yes.
yeah, it's really crazy how the the human mind works, right? I could say.
Recently, I got a news. I'm not sure, but I think that is in Germany. There is a human library in Germany. I'm still not sure about the country, if that is Germany or some other country, where you go and talk to people. Like, I saw this picture where,
A human library? Are you
yes, yes,
serious?
yes. So you go and talk to people. Like, there are black people, white people, there are old people, transgenders, special disability, special people. You talk to them, and I loved that idea. It really helps you stay grateful. It really helps you um, have sympathy and empathy for those people, and you you get a sense of how they feel about
Yeah.
things that we really get for granted.
It's like I know something about empathy, and in my country where there are many corrupt people, there are many thugs everywhere, everywhere. So it's like once you talk to them, you need to see their perspective, right? And I've learned to have some empathy, not towards them, but it's like towards some people because of my cousin. He studies psychology, sorry, and he's graduating to be a psychologist. And he was talking about this thing that is called empathy, and what's your just what you are describing now, it is it, right?
Yeah,
And what would you add for people to have more empathy? Just be open minded, or try to live one day in these people's lives? Would you, what would you recommend just for it to
I
finish the
think
video?
I think we, like I previously mentioned, we are very judgmental. So we have to be, you said, we have to be very open-minded, and we have to listen to them. We have to go close to them and understand what they're going through before making any decision or judging people, I guess.
Okay, okay. So yeah, that's it for this interview. Man, it was an amazing interview. I'm extremely happy to have you
Thank
here, and I hope to do some more videos or more
I would
interviews
love
with
to.
you.
Thank
My
you so
friend,
much.
my brother from Braxton. All right?
Thank you so much.
See
Bye-bye.
you, my man.